Attend the world's best business workshop led by America's #1 business coach for free by subscribing on iTunes and leaving us an objective review. Claim your tickets by emailing us proof that you did it and your contact information to info@thrivetimeshow.com.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the conversation. It is the Thrivetime Show on your radio. And apparently my turkey has just unloaded proof that it is an animal onto the floor in the Man Cave Studios. Is this true, Chip?
It's true. A little pile, little turkey pile right there.
A big pile or a small pile? How big
It's
of
a mid-sized pile.
Mid-sized pile. Okay, well, we'll deal with that during the break. But we have Charles Kolaw on the show today. And Charles Kolaw is the... he and his wife are the co-founders of Kolaw Fitness, which is a business that, to give you some context, they have thousands of customers. And if you go to kolawfitness.com real quick, you can check out their website or see their social media, see what's going on. You guys have thousands of members between Joplin, Topeka, Bartlesville, and each location has thousands of members. And so you've gotten to a place where, as you've achieved success, you have done what I have seen a lot of people do, and it's something that it's exciting to see it happen. And I don't think a lot of people get to that place because money is a magnifier. Okay, so money is a magnifier, and I don't think a lot of people understand this concept. But once you start a business, and the first goal of the business is what? It's to Chuck. What's the first goal of the business? I mean, just at first, what do you think that first level, that first goal is to do?
Rush to revenue.
Okay, and really, I mean. Even beyond that, maybe. I mean, what's the most deep, primal, main reason for starting a company? I mean, probably it's not. It doesn't seem like a really cool thing. What do you think? It doesn't seem like it's a noble cause.
You don't know how to work for other people.
You got to get paid, right? I mean, there's no like culture, team. It's just like me against the world. I got to pay something.
You got to pay bills. You got kids. You got a wife. You got a mortgage.
And a lot of times it's me against the world, and I want to get a girl.
Hey-o.
That's where I started, It's like I wanted to, and then I got the girl and got the businesses and that kind of thing. And then so what you do is I'm putting on the show notes, but it's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So first you have physiological needs. You have a need for breathing and food and water. I mean, just try going a day without breathing or food or water. Maslow lists here now. Sex is a need. Sleep is a need. Homeostasis is a need. And according to Tom, excretion is a need.
So it's got to be.
Then you move up in safety. And that's where you want to have security of your body, of employment. That's that next level. See, that the next level, the first level is just like, man, I just got to be like alive.
Stay alive.
Then the second step is I got to have security. Now, the third, this is where it gets weird. Belonging, friendship, family. And most entrepreneurs never figure that out, that you can't have the fellowship and the love and the belonging with your employees. Because they're on a different level. You're on a different level. Sometimes you'll have some employees you become buddies with, but if you try to make the people that you spend all your time with your buddies, you are going to get screwed. Because let me tell you what, they will quit as soon as it's convenient for them. So just today, I had a young lady. She says, "Hey, I really like working with you. I love working with you guys. You guys are just awesome. You mean the world to me." I know what that means. She says, "So if I can get a pay raise of an extra $1 an hour, I'd be happy to stick around. But right now, I think I'm taking her job." So, and if a friend said to you, "I love being your friend," it's awesome. I love being your friend. Your friend, you make friends. But the thing is, if you don't pay for the next meal, I'm done. I got to switch. Then all of a sudden, you wouldn't really be a friend anymore, would you? It'd be
That's
more
not
like
a move. That's not what you're supposed to do.
So the next move is love and belonging. So Charles is married, and he's got a great wife and family. So now you're kind of that next one now. Now the next move up is esteem. Now that's where you're looking for like respect of others, achievement, confidence, self-esteem, where you start to say, you know what? I am who I am. I'm a child of God. I'm doing what God wants me to do. And I have self-esteem and confidence in that because I've confided, I've whispered, told myself a secret. I confided a little secret to myself. Hey, self, you have value and it comes from God, even if you're bankrupt. Now, once you have that self-esteem, now you move up. Now, this is the final one. This is where Charles is at.
The tip top.
It's called self-actualization. And it's where you want to give back. You want to use your creativity, your problem-solving skills to help your fellow man. You have the time freedom and the financial freedom to do so. You want to help back. This would be called philanthropy. And so Charles is a client of ours and a friend, and he says, he asked me, he says, hey, I want to write a book. How do I do it? And I thought, you know what? Really, I'd like to help you, Charles, do it, but also help all the listeners do it. And so we'll put a link on the show notes to a rough draft of a book that we're putting together so they can see it being written right now in rough form. And this book is called The Elephant in the Room, 57 Words of Wisdom and Mindsets to Becoming a Successful Person. And the book really has 57 notable quotables that I find myself quoting all the time that I would like to give to members of The Elephant in the Room. So if you sign up for a membership, I want to give you the book. I was going to give it to you.
Nice.
Awesome.
And the reason why I want to do it is because I want to sow a seed in the lives of other people that they too can become successful.
It's a man book.
It's a man book.
Yes.
So what you do, these are the steps, and Shep will put this on the show notes, and then Charles, you can ask me any questions you have here. So the first step is you want to write the table of contents. Like what is going to be included in this book, and do not try to edit it as you go. Just get it out of your head. And if you're stuck, go to the bookstore and find a book that is about a similar subject, and at least you have something to pull from. Just do not get stuck. Once you get writer's block, you get writer's depressed. So don't do it. So if you're going to write your book on your trip, I would grab like your 5 favorite books and bring it with you.
Awesome.
So write the table of contents. Now, this should take you no more than an hour because you're just going fast. Second, think about a working book title, but not the final work title. So write a working title, but not the final title. Don't try to come up with the final title. Just write a working title. So Elephant in the Room used to be called Bespoke. Bespoke means like custom tailored. But it was a working title. It wasn't going to be the final title. It was just the title we had until we came up with a better name. So what's the name of your book you're thinking about?
Well, it's the based upon trying to help people like the first 30 days that they want to make a change in their life, like LC 30, Life Coach 30.
Life Coach 30.
Or something to that effect. Or I'd have a CF 30 as a diet, workout, motivational program that we're building.
You should test it on our employees. The people in our office would love to test it and see how it works for the diet and some of the goal setting. I mean, we could be a testing ground for you.
Awesome, yeah.
But so you got to write it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to get the table of contents. Can you kind of visually picture that already? The table of contents.
Yes, and I've kind of started that. We want to make sure that we basically take them through 30 different days of changing their lives.
You would want to type this, by the way. Do not write this on paper.
Okay.
This is huge for authors. If you write it on paper and then you try to transfer it to typing back and forth, you'll get stuck and lose motivation while transferring. So I would encourage you to write your table of contents while typing.
I've been doing both, and it does get frustrating. So.
Now, I'm actually in the process right now of writing a book by hand where the whole book will be my handwriting.
Ooh.
Wow.
Because I think that there's something magical about it. So I'm working on that. But you really don't want to do that.
It's like the Third Testament.
Yeah.
You've heard of calligraphy. This is clayography.
Yeah, I just would encourage you to type if you can. Now, Chuck's jokes always get funnier to me when I listen to the podcast edition because they happen so fast. They're so good. They're so good. Okay.
Is your penmanship's good, right?
I write in all caps like an architect.
I like that. I wish I could do that.
So here you go. So you think about the working book title. Now, step 3 is you need to write during the best hour of every day. And that's it. So you take the best hour of every day, like before you've got irritated. As a business owner, I don't know how you are, but for me, just being totally transparent with all the listeners out there, this is what I do. This is a bad system. You're telling me something that's not good. I'm just telling you what I do. This is what I do. Before I come home, I have to download mentally before I come in the house because it's like the pace at which I work is so much faster than the pace of family.
Yes.
So I've had to make myself. So this radio show is a great way because I start my day so early, and the show is like the last thing I do every day. So it's kind of like a great way for me to wind down.
Right.
But you've got to take the best hour of your day when you're most cognitively sharp and write there.
Probably right after my workout.
Right.
Yes.
And I would just tell you specifically, think about the when you're going to write it, but where you're going to write it. And who needs to be with you? Now, this is what's crazy. My dear friend, Michael Levine, the PR consultant for Nike, for Michael Levine, the PR consultant for Pizza Hut, the PR consultant for Prince, for the Clintons, for the Bushes, for Cameron Diaz, he's dyslexic, right? So he can't read. But yet he's a New York Times bestselling author of almost a dozen books. So what he does is he talks to somebody who types. They have these people, you can get these like court reporters.
Okay.
Stenographer? Is that what that is? No.
You need somebody with you that can type. I would recommend someone you know. I wouldn't go out there and get like a stenographer because then it would be hard to them. But I'm saying you need to have someone you can talk to, and you don't want their feedback. Like you don't want them to go, well, I think you should do this instead. And by the way, this wasn't said correctly. You're just wanting them to type as fast as you think.
Right.
Right? That's what you want. And then you're going to want them, and this is where it gets fun and terrible, okay? Then you're going to want to send your final version of your stream of consciousness version to an editor. An editor will charge you $1,500 minimum. My wife paid $16,000 for hers, okay? I edit books for people now, but only for 5Gs because it literally takes me all like hundreds of hours, and I undercharge. The only reason I do it is because I can put on the book with Clay Clark or things that help me. So when I helped a friend of mine, Lee Cockrell, put together one of his books, it helps to get acknowledgments in that book. And obviously when the guy who used to manage Walt Disney World Resorts cites Thrive in all of his books, that's kind of a good thing for me, so I'll do that. Or But anyway, so you would then send it to them. They're going to edit it, okay? Then they're going to send it back to you. So the next step is you have to edit your own book again after they edited it. At that point, you're going to say to yourself, man, what was I thinking? And you're going to have some edits. Then you send it back to them, and they edit it again. And they send it back to you, and I'm just going to put times 8. I want to make sure you get this. Ernest Hemingway, best author, one of the best authors of our generation, of all time, he said the first version of anything is boop. Or Paul Graham, who built Airbnb, Dropbox, Reddit, he said it takes 8 versions of something before it's good. So I'm just telling you, I do back and forth 8 times. And as you do that, the title will become crystal clear to you. Now, the final step, and this is the part people don't want to do, you got to market that book. And so I'd recommend that you'd market the book before you even have the book. You'd find if there is a market. For you, it's kind of cool because you already have 15,000 members, let's say, that you could give your book to. And if they like the book, they'll go tell their friends. So you'd say to those 15,000 people, hey, here's an investment. I want to give this book to you. And all I would ask for you to do is to leave us an Amazon review. And I want you to know this. The Amazon review affects the Amazon algorithm. It's called the A9 algorithm. And the A9 algorithm determines what books come up top in Amazon. And Amazon's the world's best bookstore. So you'll be now top in Amazon as a result of giving away free copies of your book and having people write reviews. So you could actually become a New York Times best-selling author by just giving away your book to your own members.
Wow.
Yes.
Boom.
That's how you do it.
That's a move.
That's how you do it. Now, as far as setting it up where it's print on demand, our coach could help you. As far as setting it up on Amazon, our coach could help you. As far as getting an endorsement letter, you always want to have an endorsement on the cover of the book from a household name if you can. Tim Ferriss got his book endorsed by Phil Town when he started. Who's Phil Town? Well, Phil Town was a New York Times bestselling author. And that really helps you sell more books if your book is endorsed, if the introduction was written by like Tim Tebow or something like that. So you would want to be willing to pay somebody a lot of money to do that kind of thing. And that, Thrive Nation, is how you write a book. If you need more help, go and see your Thrive coach.